number in mind, so for the non-fluffy people in the world, I would give you all some educational course here. To do all the fun stuff in life, you got to be under 250.
Can a man rise from the depths of addiction, crime, and despair to become a voice of hope for millions? Jelly Roll's journey says yes, and it's nothing short of jaw-dropping. From a troubled teen in Antioch to a chart-topping artist, loving father, and advocate for change, his story is raw, real, and deeply human. Fans who followed him through thick and thin are stunned by his physical, emotional, and spiritual transformation. This isn't just about fame, it's about fighting for your life. Stick around, because this journey will shock, inspire, and move you. That early arrest marked the beginning of a long, dark spiral. In and out of jail for over a decade, Jelly Roll racked up charges ranging from robbery and burglary to drug possession and aggravated assault. By 16, he was facing a possible 20-year sentence for a violent offense. "They were talking about giving me more time than I'd been alive," he later said. Ultimately, he served just over a year behind bars, but that didn't stop the cycle. He continued to reoffend, often returning to prison. Jail didn't scare him, it became part of his routine. He had accepted that this was his life. A life of violence, addiction, chaos, and disappointment. Then, in 2008, something happened. While serving time, a prison guard knocked on his cell and casually said, "Defford, you had a kid today." Jelly was stunned. He didn't even know what to say. "What's her name?" he asked. The guard shrugged. "Hell, I don't know." That moment was his wake-up call. Suddenly, life wasn't just about him anymore. He had a daughter out in the world, and she needed him to get it together. That moment flipped a switch in his soul. "My daughter saved my life. She wasn't even old enough to know it," he told People magazine. Determined to change, Jelly Roll began studying while incarcerated. He passed his GED on the first try and gave himself to options: become a social worker or chase the music he'd been dabbling in since his teenage years. He chose music. It wasn't an easy road. After being released, he started handing out mixtapes while still dealing drugs, sometimes giving customers a bag of weed, a gram of coke, and a CD all at once. "It was like my business card," he later joked to CBS Sunday Morning. Jelly Roll's first project, the Plain Schmear tape, was released in 2003. Between 2004 and 2011, he released a mixtape series titled Gamblin' on a White Boy. He began gaining recognition in 2010 when his song Pop Another Pill with Lil White went viral on YouTube, earning over 6 million views. That song sparked a career boost for his group Snow, and Jelly continued collaborating with underground legends like Struggle Jennings, Haystack, and Tech N9ne. But his big break wasn't just musical, it was emotional. He began fusing his gritty Southern rap with deeply personal lyrics that came straight from his wounds. Despite the growing buzz, the industry didn't know what to make of him. "Nobody's gonna buy a 400-pound man singing sad songs," he was told more than once. But he didn't stop. In 2013, he dropped Whiskey, Weed, and Waffle House, using the famous diner's logo on the cover. Unsurprisingly, Waffle House sued him, forcing him to rebrand the album as Whiskey, Weed, and Women. Instead of getting discouraged, Jelly saw the lawsuit as free publicity. Late-night hosts like Jimmy Fallon joked about it, and blogs like Gawker ran the story. "I still go to Waffle House when I'm drunk or hungover," he laughed on Instagram years later. In 2015, Jelly Roll met the woman who would help change everything, Bunny Zoe. At the time, he was sleeping in his van. She was working as an escort and dating someone else. A year later, he surprised her during a performance in Las Vegas with a marriage proposal. She said yes, and they walked into a wedding chapel that same night. Theirs wasn't a fairy tale, it was real, raw, and built on second chances. In 2023, the couple returned to that same chapel to renew their vows. This time, Bunny wore the white dress she never got to wear the first time around. "My only regret was never seeing her in a dress," Jelly wrote on TikTok. Family became everything to Jelly Roll. In 2016, he was awarded full custody of his daughter, Bailey Ann. Bunny didn't hesitate to support him, even though she wasn't sure what their future held. She said, "No matter what happens with us, I'm gonna help you get this little girl," he shared on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast. Years later, Bailey Ann posted, "My dad got custody of me, and so did his wife. She's the most caring woman I have ever met." As his personal life began to stabilize, so did his career. In 2020, he released Save Me, a heart-wrenching acoustic track that took off like wildfire. It showed the world a new side of Jelly Roll, one filled with pain, vulnerability, and hope. John Loba, president of BMG Nashville, saw the video and signed him immediately. In 2021, Jelly released Ballads of the Broken. Singles like Dead Man Walking and Son of a Sinner topped the Billboard charts, and by 2023, he was selling out Bridgestone Arena in his hometown of Nashville. That same year, he delivered an emotional acceptance speech at the CMT Music Awards, dedicating it to the underdogs and people who needed a second chance. He cried on stage, and fans cried with him. That moment wasn't about a trophy, it was about testimony. But the weight of his past never left him. In January 2024, Jelly Roll took the fight to the U.S. Senate, testifying in favor of the Fend Off Fentanyl Act. "I brought my community down," he admitted. "I was the uneducated man in the kitchen playing chemist." He pleaded with lawmakers to fight back against fentanyl and stop the epidemic that had claimed so many lives. In April 2024, the bill became law. In the midst of his meteoric rise to fame, Jelly Roll began undergoing a transformation that stunned both fans and critics alike, a personal revolution that was about far more than just music. In the same year that he was topping charts and selling out arenas, he quietly took on a new battle: his health. At his heaviest, Jelly Roll born Jason Defford weighed over 500 pounds. Years of hard living, addiction, and neglect had taken a serious toll on his body. But a frightening health scare in late 2020 became a turning point. Realizing that his future and his role as a father were at risk, he made a powerful decision. He had to change, or he might not live to see his daughter grow up. So, he committed. He changed his diet, focused on clean, high-protein meals, and began walking, running, and boxing. He implemented a strict wellness routine, including cold plunges and sauna sessions. And by May 2024, he had dropped over 110 pounds of feet. He celebrated by completing his first 5K at the Netflix Is a Joke festival. But he didn't stop there. By early 2025, he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to announce he had lost nearly 200 pounds. "I want to be around to see my daughter grow up," he said. That's what this is all about. But while his fans were cheering, not everyone was kind. Social media trolls quickly began mocking his appearance, questioning his motives, and suggesting his weight loss was a publicity stunt. The online bullying became so intense that Jelly Roll temporarily left the platforms altogether. His wife, Bunnyzo, took to her Dumb Blonde podcast to call out the hate. "Y'all think celebrities don't feel that Shasta is tea, but we do," she said. It hurts him more than people know. Despite the constant negativity and criticism surrounding him, Jelly Roll remained laser-focused on his mission for self-improvement. In an interview on The Bobby Bones Show, he shared an ambitious goal that caught fans off guard. He wanted to appear on the cover of Men's Health magazine by March 2026. "I want to wrestle an alligator. I want to skydive. I want to live," he declared boldly, showing just how serious he was about embracing life and pushing past his old limits. The internet exploded with reactions. Fans flooded comment sections with disbelief and encouragement, posting things like, "Is that even him?" and "I never thought I'd see the day." But the transformation wasn't just physical, it was emotional, mental, and even spiritual. In 2025, Jelly Roll's young daughter asked to be baptized. Though skeptical and unsure of religion due to his troubled past, he chose to support her. He went with her to church, expecting discomfort or judgment. Instead, he found something unexpected: peace. He felt welcomed rather than shamed, embraced rather than excluded. "It reminded me of kindness, community, and forgiveness," he said during an emotional interview. That moment marked a turning point for him. What began as a simple fatherly gesture turned into something much deeper, a spiritual awakening. For a man who had long viewed religion as rejection, the experience opened a new door in his heart. He wasn't just changing his body, he was rebuilding his soul, one step at a time. Alongside these personal breakthroughs came financial success. By 2025, Celebrity Net Worth estimated Jelly Roll's fortune at $16 million. His revenue came from sold-out tours like The Backroad, Baptism Tour, top charting albums, YouTube ad revenue, Spotify streams, merchandise, and real estate investments. He appeared on Saturday Night Live, starred in Tulsa King alongside Sylvester Stallone, and collaborated with artists like Brandon Lake, Shabuzi, and Eminem. And even when a Pennsylvania-based wedding band named Jelly Roll tried to sue him in April 2020 for over trademark issues, claiming his criminal past damaged their reputation, Jelly Roll stayed composed. By July, the case was quietly dropped. Both parties kept their names and Jelly Roll kept rising. If Jelly Roll's incredible journey moved you, don't forget to like, share, And subscribe for more powerful real-life stories, from prison cells to sold-out arenas. His transformation proves that redemption is real. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, because stories like this deserve to be seen, heard, and remembered. Thanks for watching.